Chapter 9, Misunderstanding. The Twins. I grabbed Miro's hand and pulled him away from Nia, Quila, and Mayo. I did not know what to do. This Mayo, he seemed to really know Nia. It was as though the gods were working against my twin and me again. Like they wanted to take Nia from us. When we were far from where the three were, I stopped. I pushed Miro against a tree. He grunted as his back hit the trunk. His head rolled to the side as though he had no control over his movements. Miro, I need to talk to you, I started. Please. I looked up at the sky and prayed to the gods and moons to hear me out. Then I glanced back at Miro. He was staring blankly at me this time. There was no drool on the side of his lips. We have a problem, I said. Mayo seemed to really know Nia. What are we going to do? He stared at me. His mouth opened like he wanted to say something, but no words came out. Do you think that Kino is really her son? I stared at my brother's eyes. I remember his name. Now I know why his name sounded so familiar. Nia uttered it when she first opened her eyes. Then it was never mentioned again. Oh, Miro. I don't know what to do. Miro clamped his hands around my arms. No. He said. Why did you even tell her that she's our mama? It was wrong, I said. Then I shook my head because it was more my fault. I was the sane one. I should have immediately corrected the lie. I knew Miro longed for a mother, but it was wrong to make someone believe she was ours. I hate myself for lying. I've come to love her, Miro. I know you do too. And if she finds out that we lied, what do you think will happen? She's going to leave us behind, I sobbed. Miro slumped to the ground, his back pressed against the trunk. He had his head between his knees again, which he usually does when he's either feeling shy, agitated, or naughty. Right now, it could only be agitation. Talk to me, please, I begged. I knelt in front of him and forced his head upward so he could stare me in the eye. That was the moment I remembered what Quila said days ago. About our crazy genes. I pushed the thought away. Listen to me. I know words are hard for you, but if you understand what I'm saying, blink now. I waited, and Miro blinked. I tried to think of how I could engage him in a conversation. If you agree with me or you want to say yes, blink once. Otherwise, blink twice. Miro blinked again. Once. We're in danger of being found out, I said. Miro blinked once. That means he's aware of our situation. Good. We can put an end to this. I can slow down the group, so we won't be able to come to Kino soon enough. That way, we'll have Nia with us longer. I waited. Miro blinked twice. I nodded. I agree. It was utterly selfish of me to think that way. What if Nia gets her memory back and leaves us? Are we going to travel alone again? He blinked twice. So, we're going to stay with them? Won't you get jealous? He blinked once. But you have to promise not to do anything bad to Kino, I said. He did not blink at all. I shook him. You have to promise. He stared at me. He looked confused, as though he wanted not to hurt Kino, and yet, part of him did. Dear gods, what am I going to do with you? I said, exasperated. If you're going to get jealous, then why do you want to rescue Kino? He did not blink. Stupid me, I cursed myself. How can you answer with a yes or no to a question that needs an explanation? I rephrased the question inside my head before asking again. Do you want to rescue Kino now? Miro blinked once. That means he'll be able to prove if Nia is really Lomare. Do you want that? Miro blinked twice. But that is something inevitable. If we rescue him, it's as good as losing Nia. Miro blinked twice. What do you mean? You don't want to rescue Kino? Miro blinked once. Then who do you want to go after? Pyper? Do you like her? Miro blinked twice. I paused. It's Arden, I said in a hushed voice. Miro blinked once. A lump rose in my throat, and I could not speak anymore. Even if Miro had not shown any affection towards Arden, maybe he had somehow understood that Arden was important to me. I hugged him tightly. Thank you, I whispered in his ear. Then I brushed away my tears. I stood up and pulled him up with me. Right now, here's the decision that we reached. We're not going to let Nia leave us even when Kino is already with us. We're going to rescue them. We're going to rescue Arden, I said. Miro did not show any reaction to all that I said. He had his head bowed as we walked back to the rest of the group. You're a swell brother, do you know that? I told him, still delighted that he wanted to go on the rescue mission because of Arden, because of what Arden meant to me. But as usual, Miro did not respond to what I said.